All right, Pacers fans, we are back for yet another episode of the Pacers Post Up. No Ryan today, but I do have a special guest joining us on the pod. It is a five-time NBA All-Star, Olympic gold medalist, and a 2022 inductee into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Tim Hardaway is joining the Pacers Post Up. Tim, appreciate you coming on. How are you?
Brad, I'm great, man. Can't complain. Everything is good. It was a rough playoffs for the Detroit Pistons and my son. So they still trying to recover from that. But other than that, I think it's been a good playoffs all around, and I'm enjoying it.
I'm glad to hear it. You talk about playoff experience, getting the bumps and bruises. That's really the story of the Pacers, right? They make the Eastern Conference Finals run last year that was pretty unexpected, call it a little bit ahead of schedule. And now here we are, 1-1 in the finals. I'm just curious your thoughts on this OKC Thunder matchup. I know you were high on them. Obviously, the series splits in Oklahoma City with some late game heroics from Haliburton, who you've been a little critical of. But I'm just curious your thoughts initially here as the series shifts back to Indy at 1-1.
Well, first of all, I don't agree with people talking about young teams or, we did a year early or our expectation wasn't to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We expected to go, first, second round. I don't agree with that. If you ball players, you ball players. As a team, you expect to go as far as you can go and you capable of going. So when you say that, as a ex NBA basketball
Yeah.
player and that been through the trials and tribulations and know what it takes. If it's your year, it's your year. If
Yeah.
if you go out there playing well, you out there playing well. And if you're out there doing what you're supposed to do, you win in games. So I don't agree with that. Last year, I think that I think they pulled together and what you call that when they went to Las Vegas and played in the
In-season
games.
tournament. Yep.
Yeah, in season tournament. I think they came together then when they lost to the LA Lakers, in
Yep.
the championship game. I think they came together right then and there and they knew what they had and they was very confident that they go far. And that's what they did all season long. They went out there and played the game. I mean, they 12 deep. Indiana
Yep.
is 12 deep, man. And you got to always give them a chance. You can't never count them out. And I always say, you know what? I'm not critical of Halliburton.
Okay.
Let me get this straight with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is my thing with Halliburton. All right. When you out there playing, and I'm a can I curse on here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm a shit talking person on the court.
Yeah.
Okay. If you out there and you gonna talk shit, I talk shit whether I'm losing or whether I'm winning. All
Yeah.
right. You just can't talk smack when you are winning.
Yeah.
That's when guys don't like you.
Yeah.
Guys like you, and when you talking smack, when you losing too, say that's
Yeah.
all right. We gonna get you next time. We gonna come for your butt. Yeah, we go. Yeah, y'all got us this time, but we gonna get y'all next time. And you better be ready. And you better be ready. And so and so, so and so. You like y'all had one of the best smack talkers in the league with
Yeah.
Chuck Person, the rifleman, and
Yep.
Reggie Miller. All right.
Yep.
And then you had one of the best talk smackers as a coach and Larry Bird.
Yep.
He talked when he was losing, and all of them talk when they was winning. So that was my problem with Halliburton. When you out there winning, don't you can give it to him. But even when
Yeah.
you lose, don't clam up, don't get real small. I can't see you, and then you don't want to talk smack, and you hiding behind your teammates, stuff like that. Now he's a hell of a ball player.
Yeah.
I like him. I like watching him play. I think he's a hell of a ball player. I think he is an all-star. I think his next step is going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
That's me. And I
Yeah.
like I like his aggressiveness. I like how he understands how to get his shot off. I like how he gets his teammates involved and knowing how to get his teammates involved. But he needs to do that all the time.
Yeah.
He needs to do that all the time. Game two. You just can't say I'm selling it. I settle for game one. That's what it looked like to us. It looked like and then the thing is when you start selling, saying I got that game one, your teammates start selling too.
Yeah.
Your teammates start saying, okay, we got that game one. Look at Halliburton. You know, he chilling. He not really out here putting out the effort that I think he's supposed to be put. And they start like looking at that. And he is the captain of the team. He is the catalyst of the team. He makes that team run. He makes that team go.
Yep.
And I felt that game two, he wasn't engaged in that game from beginning to end. Then he tried to. It was too
Yeah.
late. Okay, don't try at 20 down. Don't try at 20 down. Try at 8 down. Try at 6 down. Try when you know and you sense that your team needs a burst from you. That's
Yeah.
when you try. And that's what I think that everybody's upset with him, you know, and talking about him right now. Game one, he's played superb, but you
Yeah.
can't wait until you're 20 down to come back. You got to come out right away. Each game, this is the finals. You have nothing to wait for. You got
Yeah.
2 days off. Well, now you got one day off in between these next two games.
Yep.
But you know, other than that, you got 2 days off. So you got to you got to come out here and make it work and make it happen. But I'm a big fan of his. I like what he does. I like, you know, so I just didn't like, you know, him talking a little smack when you win, and then I can't see you when you're losing. That's about it. But OKC, we know what OKC bringing, Brad. We know what they bringing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
gonna come and punch you in your mouth. They're gonna make you turn the ball over. They're gonna make you make mistakes out there on the offensive end. That's their whole game plan. And game one, I was like, you know what? This is gonna become a series. This is
Yeah.
a series. And you got to go out there and you got to fight. You got to fight, but you got to make shots too. But you got to be crisp with the ball. You can't let them turn you over, especially in the fourth quarter. You got to
Yeah.
make plays and you got to make shots.
So let me ask you, because Tim, I love all that, and I appreciate you kind of clarifying some of the comments on Tyrese. You're spot on. He had a disappearing act in game two. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists heading into the fourth quarter. The 12-point burst was great, but it's too little, too late at that point. And so, you know, as a former player, obviously you played in some big games, some Eastern Conference Finals games. As you look at the balance of this series, as we shift back to Indy, from a player's perspective, what does Indiana need to do? Because really, Oklahoma City, aside from the fourth quarter in game one, they've kind of dominated the series thus far. So I'm curious from your perspective, if you're going to make an adjustment on that Pacers sideline, what are you looking to see from our guys to maybe up the ante here in games 3 and 4 at home?
Halliburton, you can't have 5 turnovers. Miles Turner, you can't have 3 turnovers. You can't have 20 turnovers in a game. You can't have 15 turnovers in a game. They got to cut their turnovers down. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, run your offense and everybody be aggressive. You got to go to the hole to look for your shot and to make a play. If you do that, and I mean, but you got to look for your shot. I mean, if you go to the hole and look for your shot and and be aggressive, you know that's what I think they need to do. I don't think they need to make a drastic you know, a sub or everybody get discombobulated with trying to you know, what we gonna do on matchups. I do say this though. I will say this. I don't like Obi Toppen at center. I don't
Yeah.
like Obi Toppen playing against Chet or against what's his name?
Hartenstein. Yeah.
Hardenstein. I don't like him playing against Hardenstein. I'd rather have the other big fella coming in and playing Thomas Bryant coming in
Yep.
and playing against those guys and keep your same rotation and have Obi playing his normal position instead of trying to play center. Don't them guys are too physical for you. Obi Toppin is not that physical right now.
No.
Maybe 2 years down the line, but right now he's not that physical, and he's not boxing them out. They jumping over him, they pushing him all the way up and under the rim. So I would not have him at center. I would have Thomas Bryant down there playing center. He can make threes. He
Oh
can
yeah.
open it up for him. All right,
Yep.
so I will have him down there playing center and keep my same rotation. And I tell folks this all the time. The person I think that is key to this series is Nemhard.
Yeah.
I think he get his shot anywhere, anytime, and make timely plays, and how Indiana gonna win. And you got to have my man Matherin come and play
I
better.
know.
I
I
mean,
know.
you know what? And I'm gonna tell you this: he wants to be tough. All right, it's not about being tough. Ever since he got into that altercation with Hunter
Yep.
and got kicked out the ball game, he has not been right since. I mean, he has not been right since the next ball game. He wasn't right. The whole New York Knicks series, he wasn't right, and right now he's not right. I mean, he had some spurts where he had scored 4 to 6
Yeah.
points other than that, but I mean, for the whole game
Yeah.
before that incident, he has not been right. He needs to get his head back into the game. So one of his teammates is like, "Come on, man, we need you. We
Yeah.
need you." And another thing is McConnell. McConnell is not getting to the rim and making his patented jump shots in the 12, 10 foot, 8 feet around the rim because they bodying him up, they longer,
Yeah.
and they not letting him get to where he need to get to. He needs to start getting there and being explosive and getting downhill and making plays too. So yeah, that's what I think they need to do. I don't think they need to deviate from anything. I don't think they need to what I want to say uh, get discombobulated or anything like that. I just think that they need to go out there and play the same way, but get Mathurin, you got to get involved.
Yeah.
McCullum, you got to get involved more like you've been doing. And I think, like I said, Nemhart, he is the to me, he is the X factor for this series, the finals, if they want to win.
Yeah, Tim, I love the analysis, the perspective. We've talked a lot on this podcast about our bench, guys like Toppen, Matherin, McConnell. We need them. We rely on our depth. We are so reliant upon that group coming in and being an energy burst for this team. And I do think Matherin hasn't been there mentally. He just has not been engaged. And I love that you called out the ejection. Some of the I guess theatrics with DeAndre Hunter and the back and forth there in the Cavs series. That was a pivotal moment for him in his first playoff run because fans got to remember he was injured last year
Hmm.
with the labrum. And so he's really kind of learning on the fly here.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy like Nemhard. I want to ask another question here. I love that you call him out as an X factor. He is a playoff riser. He's played really well the last 2 years in the postseason. Has that little dribble step back in the first game that was kind of, making the highlight reels, but he's drawn the primary assignment on SGA, the league's MVP. I got to ask you, I know you're not going to stop a guy like SGA, but what do you think the Pacers can do to try and slow him down? Because really, for the first two games, he's looked pretty solid, even though, he misses the late shot. That's, that ball bounces out. It could have gone the other way, certainly in game one, but he's been dominant. So what say you as far as trying to slow him down and make his life difficult?
The reason why he missed that first shot, I mean that last shot in game one, is because he was tired. He had to do
Yeah.
so much. And Chet Holmgren and Hardenstein wasn't they wasn't playing their normal rotation. They
Yeah.
started Casey Wallace. He was jerking them in and out. Those guys didn't know what to do. They haven't been playing like that all playoffs long. And then he come in here and changed the rotation. SGA went out there and had to do more than what he expected to do. That's why he missed that shot a little short. But I'm going to tell you this: Nimhart, great defensive player, move his feet in your butt. Not no nonsense guy,
Yeah.
going to push you around. Um, in your face for 48 minutes. It seemed like he could play for 48 minutes if he
Yeah.
has to, if your
Yeah.
guy's playing 40 minutes. But a guy like SGA, only thing you could do is make it hard for him. I played against Michael Jordan. I played against Reggie Miller,
Yeah.
and you could do is try to make it hard for them, make it difficult for them to make shots. That's it. I'm not going to block Michael Jordan's shot. I'm not going to block Reggie Miller's shot, but I could get them, try to get them where they uncomfortable shooting the ball, which that was very, very, very difficult. Just like it is SGA. He get to his angles. He knows how to get the ball up. He's 6'6". He knows where he wants to go. You can't deter him because he plays at his own beat, and he finds his guys. He
Yeah.
finds his guys, So it ain't like he not passing the ball. He's passing the ball to open guys and making shots like Wiggins. Who knew that Wiggins was come off the bench and have 20 something? Who knew
Yeah.
Caruso will come off the bench and have 20 something? That's just one of those things. But that shows you at any given night, anybody can rise up. And they see Jay Williams is struggling right now.
Yeah.
So Caruso is a veteran ball player.
Yep.
Caruso is, and he knows he's been around the league. You know, he's been with the Lakers. He's been with that circus. He's been with the Bulls. You know, so he understands, you know, what he needs to do and what he can do to help this team win. And that's what he's doing. And yeah, but SGA, man, uh, deserving MVP, great
Yeah.
talent. Man, I mean, it's just hard to stop him, especially with these rules today. It's just hard to stop him. Only thing to do is try to contain him, like Rick Carlisle said in the press conference. Uh, you might as well write down 32,
Yeah.
35 right now.
It's
You
true.
might as well write it down. And
Yeah.
that's the way we used to do with MJ. You might as well just mark 32, 33 down. Just try to keep him off the lane. I mean, keep him off the line from making easy bucks. You know, he went to the line. What, he was 11 for 12 last game. I mean,
Yeah.
but he gets there because he put the onus on you to foul him.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's world class, and he's probably the best scorer in the league right now. It's why he gets the MVP honors.
Yeah,
With this series, Tim, there's been a lot of chatter. I got to ask about this because you played most of your career in Golden State and Miami, two of the bigger markets in the NBA. And a lot of the chatter here has been small market, nobody cares, Indiana, Oklahoma City. I'm just curious your thoughts. Because to me, as a fan, this is exciting. It's great basketball. I know it doesn't have the LA, New York storyline or something along those lines, but I just want to hear your perspective on two small market teams that are fighting for the right to be called NBA champion.
if you in New York and you're not watching this, you hating, you hating
Yeah,
on NBA basketball. You are hating because your team lost and you upside down, and so that you don't want to watch the finals. All right, if you Minnesota, you the same way. Come on, man. These are the best two team in basketball uh, from the from the All-Star game on. They deserve to be here because they've been playing their ass off. And for people to just not watch basketball, first of all, you're not basketball fans anyway if you're not watching this series. You
yeah,
know, it's exciting how Indiana came back and won game one. It was very exciting, and
yeah,
how they went about doing it with 19 turnovers, 20 turnovers in the first
yeah,
half, and then in 5 in the second half. So yeah, um, I think that you just hating on basketball. I love it. I love watching these teams play. I love watching them play during the season because they was out there doing what they supposed to. They see moving the ball. They're not playing one-on-one basketball. It's
yeah,
moving the ball. It's making plays like Caruso. You know, at the top of the key, Indiana lost him 4 times in the second half.
yeah,
They lost him for a layup. That's
yep,
playing basketball. Some guys, they wouldn't even pass it because you know why? They want threes. They want to
yeah,
shoot threes. They want to shoot threes. No, you got to play the game. You got to get a mid-range jump shot. And that's what I love about these two teams. They don't care where they shooting at. If it's a mid-range jump shot, they taking it. If it's a three, they taking it. If it's a layup, they taking it. But most of it is just mid-range jump shot. It's just beautiful basketball, and I love watching them play. And I love the coaches trying to figure out what we gonna do, how we gonna do it. That's the best part about it.
Pacers fans, we had a little back and forth with the Pistons this year. There was a chance, that there could have been a matchup there. They were kind of all vying for that 4, 5, 6 seed. Just real briefly, I thought the Pistons played great. I thought
Yeah.
they really had a good run against New York. And I guess I'll get your thought briefly. That's an up and coming team in the East. What do you think about their, prospects going forward? Obviously with Tim Hardaway Jr., Cade, and the rest of the guys there.
Well, I like their future. I like their future. You got to understand, Jaden Ivey wasn't around, for the half of the season, and then you had the second half of the season. Then you had Isaiah Stewart didn't play in the Knicks series. But I thought if Isaiah Stewart played in the Knicks series, I think they would have probably won 4-1 easily because they was
Yeah,
right there. He would have had some of them rebounds. He would have played good defense on Cat. Nothing would have been coming in easily on the defense. I mean, on offensive end. So they was missing one of their key off the bench guys that's their enforcer. But they're up and coming team. Kay Cunningham, man, superb season, superb season. Third team NBA, All NBA, which he deserved.
Yeah, for
Been
sure.
playing like that from day one. Had confidence out there. Led his team. Made sure he got the ball to the right people at the right time. Ran offense. But it's a learning experience in the playoffs. It's a learning experience, and you
Yeah.
got to go through your bumps and bruises, and that's what they went. They went through a rocky bumps and bruises type of first round with the New York Knicks, which I think they should have beat them. But hey, you learn, you live, and you learn, and get ready for next season. And I think they'll be hungry for next season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're a team to keep an eye on here in the Eastern Conference. It's really kind of opened up in the last year or two with how things have broken. The West is a daunting, challenge, but the East is there for the taking. And Tim, we'll get you out of here on this. Our guest, Tim Hardaway, host of the Hardaway Files on the Bleav Network, and you've got an autobiography coming out in the fall. Killer crossover. Do you want to take a moment just to kind of share with fans what that's all about and how they can get their pre-order in?
Yeah, you can pre-order it on Amazon. It's my memoir from the streets of Chicago to basketball royalty. It's just talking about different variations of how I grew up. In a household with my dad was an alcoholic and he used to come in and abuse us. And used to abuse my mom. Back in those days, that was happening all over everybody's households. If you 50 and over, that was happening all over everybody's households. We talking about mental health. We needed mental health more than anybody,
Yeah.
but we was taught not to tell anybody what's going on in this household, or you probably will get beat up some more. But it's just talking about that. Another thing, talking about my relationship with my son, and a lot of parents need to read that part of the book, because I had to shut up. I had to bite my tongue and shut up. Your kids are not you. You grew up differently. You brought them up differently. So let them grow up differently. But you got to still be a parent to say yes or no. This is good. That's bad. You're not going this direction. You're going to go that direction. But on the basketball court, football field, baseball field, playing soccer, baseball, whatever, you got to let them learn and let them learn on their own. They're not going to learn what you keep badgering in their ear. So you need to read that part. And growing up in the gang violence, drug, paraphernalia and all that type of stuff. But it's just a great book of telling folks, where I came from and how I had to deal with stuff, and why my mind is strong and why I play this game strong.
Tim, I appreciate that. Pacers fans, you can pre-order it on Amazon. Tim Hardaway is our guest today here on the Pacers Post Up. Tim, thank you for the insights, perspective, and happy and enjoy watching all the playoffs here as they play out.
All right. Are you a fan? I mean, are you a father, Brad?
I'm not a father. I just got
Oh, okay.
married. Just got
Oh, okay.
married
Well,
at the
congratulations.
end of last year. So we're waiting for the season to be over. My wife's going to be retiring as
Okay.
a dancer after this
Okay.
year, and then we're going to start doing our little family planning. So
Well,
soon enough.
I'm 33 years in it, so you got a long way to go. But good
That's
luck to
right.
you, and all the best to you and yours. And I wish you all well.
Tim, thanks so much for joining us. You too.
Thank you.